Are counting down to Halloween, and we are taking action for you. How do you keep your ghouls and boys safe while still having a good time? Here's what you need to watch out for this weekend.
Do you think if we cut the sides it will work?
I guess.
As Melissa Robles and Haley Valeta prepare for Halloween with typical teenage enthusiasm, you'd never guess that last Halloween they were almost killed.
You just feel like I really am lucky.
I'm so thankful that it all worked out okay.
The girls and about a dozen other ninth graders were walking along this road after dark. They don't remember what happened next, but their friends have told them.
The car hit me dead on and then swerved around back to Melissa.
I flew out of my shoes. Like, my shoes were planted right where I got hit.
Their Halloween scare: head injuries, crushed legs, multiple surgeries, titanium rods. Of all the Halloween hazards, this is the most dangerous. Visibility is the big issue.
The big thing is that they got to be visible and keep them out of the street. You know, if they can stick to the sidewalks and stay away from cars, period, that's a good thing to do.
Deaths of kids 8 to 14 are on the rise. That's the age when kids start to venture out on their own, and that can lead to other dangers. Sexual predators might have easier access to kids on Halloween.
They shouldn't do it alone. They should travel in a group, travel with a group of friends because there's safety in numbers.
Check the FDLE website to know areas and houses to avoid. Know where your children are going, what they're wearing, and set parameters.
Say only stay in the neighborhood or only stay on this street, and you're going to be back by this time, and give them a cell phone so you can get a hold of them if you need to, or they can get a hold of you, or call 911 if they need to.
The bottom line: make yourself visible, be aware of your surroundings, and don't go it alone.
Think about what you're doing and just be safe out there.
And we want to give you some more tips to help you stay safe with your kids out there trick-or-treating this year. Angela Ardolino, the publisher of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine, is here now, and you have some more advice, some more practical advice. The one thing that you say that kids need to remember and parents need to remember is to make sure that drivers can see your kid. You say it's simple. Just wear something that lights up or carry something that lights up.
Absolutely. I mean, that story was such an important story. If you need to show that story and those girls to your kids, do so. What kids forget is that there's a lot of people out there driving that don't have kids and don't think about trick-or-treaters or people out for Halloween, so they really need to do something about it. But there's reflector tape you can buy to put on the costume, give them something that lights up, shoes, anything that makes them seen so that drivers that aren't expecting to see kids walking around will be able to see them and figure it out. I mean, that right there, you could see where they were walking. There's no sidewalk.
It can be dark. No street lights either.
No street lights or a sidewalk. So, it's very easy for them to catch something, see something, and veer off and hit them. It's just something that completely be avoided.
Okay, your next step. You say it's a good idea for adults to plan out the route in advance before you let your kids get out there and start.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about if they're over 14 and you've decided they're responsible enough to go out on their own, you still need to be proactive and figure out, well, where are you going to go, what neighborhoods. Let's look at it. If it's a different neighborhood that we're not familiar with which I wouldn't suggest, even if it is, a lot of times neighborhoods will have areas that are under construction. Make sure there's no construction debris, sidewalks aren't broken. For some reason, they don't have to go out and walk into the street and things like that. It's just common sense, and take them down that route and go, okay, we'll go here, let's avoid that house, let's go to this one, and map out a plan for them.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap just right now because we're getting a little bit too long.
Sure.
But one thing that I do want to point out, and you say this is really important for drivers to remember, park your cell phones on this night.
Absolutely. Really, all drivers, whether they have children or not, really need to look out for kids because they're so excited, they're in their costumes, they're doing things that they wouldn't normally do at night. We really, as drivers, need to pay attention, look out for kids, look out for flashing things. Don't get on that cell phone even to talk or text during this night.
Always great advice.
Thank you.
And again, if you missed any of those points or you want to see it again or share it with another parent, go to our website, abcactionnews.com. You can also find it on Angela's website at tampabayparenting.com. That's tbparenting.com. And next week, Angela's going to be back with us to talk about Allowance 101. We'll help people decide when it's time to start giving your kids an allowance, how much you should give them, and also how they can earn that allowance. That's all coming up next week. Good to see you.
You too.
Dan?